Years ago, we went from skeptics to true believers after moving into a home where we experienced some of the most intense paranormal activity imaginable. That led us to research and investigate haunted locations in search of evidence proving the existence of supernatural beings, and to help out families being tormented as we once were.
Family alone. You're gonna leave those kids alone too.
This thing's going nuts. Who's coming out of the
What we
box?
discovered along the way is that these locations were truly wickedly haunted.
That was incredible. That's what I'm talking about. That's proof.
Woo! What's up? It's your boy Todd from Relatively Paranormal. Welcome to Wickedly Haunted on the Parapost Network and part 2 of our investigation into the haunted Hinsdale House in upstate New York. And boy, do we have a ton of evidence to show you tonight from that investigation. And when I say we, I mean me and my wife Marissa, who will be out here shortly, as usual, running a little bit late. Hinsdale House, a place that we went up there having seen some shows about it and how powerful the energy was and the activity up there, and that 3 exorcisms had been performed on the location. But we could have never have expected the amount of activity we experienced and the sheer volume of evidence that we walked away with. Now, if you have not seen part 1, don't leave, but I suggest after this show, go back and watch it on our YouTube channel, Relatively Paranormal, or our website, www.relativelyparanormal.com. Both of those places have over 150 free paranormal videos, quick evidence clips, every episode of Wickedly Haunted, and most importantly, part 1 of the Hinsdale House, where we showed some of the most amazing XLS or SLS V2 camera footage we have ever captured in 3 years. Apparition heads peeking around the corner from the kitchen into the living room, all sorts of wild stuff. And we have stuff tonight that's just as amazing. So don't go anywhere. If you like seeing paranormal evidence, that is what this show is about. We actually live in a haunted house. That's where we are streaming from right now. This is a haunted home, but it's our second haunted home. About a decade ago, we lived in a different haunted home. And oftentimes when we tried to discuss that with folks, we got laughed at. People think it's a joke. There's still that stigma that remains within society today about ghosts and the paranormal and the spirit world. People who haven't had true paranormal experiences remain skeptical or outright mocking about the subject. And we decided, after we started investigating this subject, that whatever evidence we would capture, we would share, hoping to kind of turn the tide and change that stigma and get rid of it. The government admits that there's UFOs now. It's time for society to realize that spirits are real, that there are trapped human souls on this plane of existence, and other things. And when it comes to Hinsdale House, I believe there are a lot of spirits and other things there, elementals, whatever you want to call them. And I also believe it's probably the only place that I've ever been to, even though dozens of places we have visited claim to have portals there. I believe there is something like a vortex there, which is larger than a portal. It's more powerful. And I believe that's what exists on this property. So while we wait for Marissa to come out, I'm going to run our first evidence video. Please post any questions and comments, and we will answer them and interact with you as the show goes on. It is a lot more fun as we do. So let me rock this first video right here, and I will see you shortly. And hopefully the lovely Marissa will be sitting right here by my side.
Who's in the basement? There's someone in the basement? Not follow me on the first floor. You could kill me?
And my wife. Okay. That's
I
not
heard
right.
that part.
You did?
Yeah.
And his wife, yeah. Why would you do that? What's up?
Right.
Oh, is that the thing? No, it's not. It's not. Oh shit, I don't have the thing. I'll shoot that. Shoot that.
Okay.
You got it?
Tilt it with me. Oh, you can't. Never mind.
See how Who, me? Got it? Got the shot? Shot?
You just said coward.
Who's a coward? You're a coward?
Dessert.
Dessert? Is that what it said?
Yeah. You deserve.
Oh. Dessert what? Oh, that's so you start recording right there? There's a good reason for what? Marissa? You can. 10 feet, 1 foot. 2 feet. 7 feet. 11 feet. Really can't count shoot. What are you trying to do? Who's upstairs? What you just heard was one of the craziest captures ever by the Vortex Spirit Box. Not only did you hear multiple spirits talking to each other about the same thing, but they were actually talking about possessing Marissa and I. All except for one spirit who didn't want to, which you heard in the form of an EVP. But the Spirit Box voices said, finish them. Another one asked, what does that mean? And then they said, enter them in their back, which is where it is commonly believed that spirits enter from when they jump you for possession, to influence you in your mind. And then he finally says in a creepy voice, do it for me. The big question here though is, who is me? Who is the entity demanding that these other entities try to possess Marissa and I? That's crazy. That's twice I've pointed it, and twice that's happened. How many spirits are upstairs?
Question.
How many?
So weird. Keeps going 2.8, 11.6, 7.1.
It's over there. So they can go. That is. What do you say? Breast flow? Go shoot that. Cool, man. That's cool. Was that a buddy from earlier?
2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2.
All right, so that was one of the coolest EVPs at the end, very clear. But really, what I wanted to just touch upon before I get into the comments is the fact that that spirit box saying that, like basically describing what he wanted another entity to do to fully possess both Marissa and I, and saying enter them through their back, influence, and then it said influence, and then it said in their mind. Like that is how, you know, in the paranormal world, it is believed that people get jumped by spirits through their back, into their spine, you know, and then of course they would get into your mind and influence you. Excuse me. So that's one of the creepiest things I've ever heard the Vortex Spirit Box say. And I know when I played it for Marissa the other day, because we did not hear that live, you were blown away.
Yeah.
That whole thing about the enter them through their back and everything, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
One of the coolest EVPs, that SLS capture, for those of you who doubt the SLS, that's the only SLS capture we had the entire night. Now, as I mentioned before, in part one, we show a ton of XLS footage. You know, we had the SLS out for a little bit. That's all we captured. One interesting point, again, from part one is that when I took the SLS out into that kitchen area, you know, about, I don't know, half a dozen orbs scattered in every direction.
Yes.
And those were like the only time that was captured on that static camera, as far as like a group of orbs shooting around, and one flew over my head, it dipped around. So
yeah, they were running. I think they were running for it, you know?
Well, we have this theory. We used to yell out a lot, like, you know, stand in front of me so we can see you. Let me see you. So, you know, and then we came to the opinion that a lot of spirits or dark entities, especially, probably don't like to be captured on camera.
Mm-mm.
And we came to this conclusion through EVPs and spirit box things that we heard, like, hey, boss, they can see you. We heard once. Is that me on there? Not in like a nice voice. You better put that away, you know.
Or we'll take it.
You're going to get it.
Take the box.
You know, and then the other stuff you heard there about killing us and whatnot, we hear that at a lot of places. Some spirits aren't happy to have you there, especially at public locations where the ghost hunting goes on a nightly basis. They're sick of it.
Right.
You know, not that I blame some of them. Maybe some of them want to talk, some of them don't. You know, if people were more respectful, you know, as a whole, and, you know, I believe most people are respectful and do just want to hear the stories of the spirits, but the people who go to these places and provoke and yell at the spirits and demand like carnival tricks, that's what they're sick of, I believe.
I think
personally.
well, yeah, a lot of spirits are also pissed off because they're dead and we're alive. And I think that would probably piss me off too if I had passed and I can't do the things that I was once able to do when I was alive. And I don't know, I feel like maybe some of them have resentments because they didn't go into the light or whatever, but whatever it is, they're stuck here and they don't want us, you know, do this, do that. They just don't want to hear it. And I don't blame them at all.
Well, in when we're alive, we don't like to be ordered around. So
hell no.
You have to really put your mind psychologically into the mind of who you're dealing with, the time period they came from, who they are. Were they rich, poor, man, woman? 1900s, 1800s, 1700s. If you're over in the UK, you can go all the way back 1,000 years. Who are you actually dealing with? The unfortunate thing is, at a lot of investigations, by the time we even catch a whiff of who we're dealing with, the investigation's over. Everybody's analysis in the paranormal world comes from their own experiences, their own research. You know, so none of us are dead. We don't know for sure. We're just telling you what we think based upon those things. So, see, number 3.
Yeah, I'm on it. All right.
Hinsdale floor 2.
Yeah, I'm on it.
All right. Rock and roll. We'll see you in a few. Post your questions and comments.
I have this device right here, which is called telephone, and on it is the static, which is the white noise. And if you're familiar, just kidding.
Sorry, wrong one. Number 3, right down there. Yep. There we go.
Order next time.
Boom. Number 3.
Here we go.
Pack. Oh, they want us out.
You want us to pack up?
Oh, look. As soon as I said they want us out, look.
Yeah. Wow.
What you're looking at is the screen from our GS2 laser grid. The goal is that hopefully something will break the beams and we will be able to see it in that grid. However, it also maps the area with thermal imaging, and anything cold will show up blue, anything hot will show up red. It also shows us the direction of the anomaly on top and how close it is on the bottom. If something makes the bottom turn green, it's very close, and blue bars across the top will tell us what direction the anomaly is in. Now, this device did not play a big role up on the second floor, nor has it played a big role for the last 40 minutes that it's on, but it's about to play a huge role in this investigation, as is the word that the Paratech word bank is about to spit out. Well, crawl. Hearing this put the image of an entity crawling around on the floor, and we were about to find out that we weren't too far off from that.
It's on the kitchen table. It shut off by itself.
I just turned it on. Dude, the town was dead, so they drained it.
No, sir.
Shit, you fucking on.
Story.
Holy shit. You don't want to be seen by it, that's why.
No? Is anybody in here with me? Anybody?
We're going again. You want some more energy? Here you go.
Underwear.
Underwear? Fuck. You're fucking weirdo. Okay. Alright. Why don't you come make one of these devices go off so we can have a conversation with you? This is a quick video to show you how the FLIR thermal imaging camera works. The colors on the screen right now you can see in my kitchen. Yellow is the hottest area, followed by orange and then red. The light purple areas are where it's starting to get cold, and the dark purple areas are the colder areas. There is a greenish color which shows the ultra freezing cold areas on the screen. In 1 second, my daughter Julie is going to open up the fridge, and you're going to see what that looks like with the colder areas in there. As you can see, none of the colors are bleeding into each other, moving, or changing shape, nor should they. The colors should maintain the same shape. They should not change at all. So in the following video that you're going to see from our paranormal investigation, it's going to look significantly different than what you're seeing on the screen right now. What the fuck is that? Somebody's in Mary's room over here. Come here. Dude, come here. Somebody's in Mary's room. Look right in the doorway. Look in the doorway.
Professional.
In this slow motion replay, I'm going to take you through what I just saw on the FLIR thermal camera. The night vision screen on the right hand side is shooting the identical thing that I was shooting with the FLIR. First thing I would like to point out is that none of the colors on the FLIR should be changing shape or moving around. The lower right hand part of the screen, you see the chair on the night vision screen. Right now, the armrest of that chair is being blocked out by something, which is going to move out of the way, and you're going to see a red hot area in that spot, which I'm going to point out with an arrow. There it is right there. And then whatever figure or spirit that is moves back in front of the chair, blocking it out right there. Absolutely amazing. So as the video progresses, these are the types of things that you want to keep an eye out for, because there is absolutely no natural explanation for something with mass to block out the armrest of a chair on a FLIR thermal camera. Yeah. See that? Actions. So I can't see exactly what's over there, but something's clearly in that doorway over there. I can see it moving around. I can see it moving around, so look. Who's in that doorway over there?
Ocean.
That doorway. Don't be afraid. I think I can see your face. Why do you like that room so much?
Steve.
I can see your face. Well, chilled up. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm freezing over here. So, if you want us out of here, I'm going to do a little recording session for who's ever in that doorway over there. Look at this. They're saying they want us out of here.
Yeah, I'm tired of now. Exhausted.
What's it saying?
Insurance.
Insurance.
Insurance. You over there in the doorway. Come up to this red light right here and say your name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and do you have a message for us? Yes. What do you think? That's us creeping. Can you tell us your name?
Dad.
Look. Did you see that freeze?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a message for us? This is amazing. Hi. As you watch this slow motion replay of what just occurred, I want you to keep in mind the video that I showed you from my kitchen where none of the colors were changing shape, morphing into each other, or anything like that. Whether you're familiar with the FLIR thermal camera or not, this is a pretty amazing capture on that device. As you watch the rest of this replay, watch out for what we believe look to be the morphing of heads and other shapes like hands that appear out of nowhere on the screen and disappear almost as fast, even though this is in slow motion. Remember, in the spirit world, things operate and vibrate at a much higher frequency, and therefore these entities move much faster. All right, so we have a massive amount of video evidence to continue with. So just real quick, because the next part does deal with the FLIR more. I showed you the picture of my kitchen because nothing in it moves. You see the shapes of the counter, the table, the fridge. When we open up the fridge door and I show you the inside, none of the colors bleed into each other. None of them are moving around. None of them are morphing shapes. That should not happen. It was almost 80 degrees up on that second floor. It should have been yellow and orange for the most part. It should never have been dark purple. There should not have been things appearing, disappearing. And the craziest thing of the whole FLIR thing was when you could see the edge of the chair, the hot metal handle from the armrest, and it disappeared as the spirit, it appeared as the spirit moved away and then disappeared as the spirit moved back. So pay attention to that room. It's called Mary's room. The energy up there is palpable. If you have not been to the Hinsdale House and you are an experienced investigator, I highly recommend going. It is something you have to take on at least once because it is an amazing location. If you're a beginner, either go there with somebody experienced or wait till you have some more experience. But it's an amazing place, but it's extremely active, very intense. It is the only place, and I am not a very sensitive person, that I've had a physiological a reaction to my body from the energy there.
Yeah, me too.
So we got another video that we're going to get right into. Before that, I just want to mention, as you see in the upper corner of the screen, Wickedly Haunted is brought to you by Relatively Paranormal Equipment. That is our family-run ghost hunting equipment shop. We carry a full line of ghost hunting equipment. The first product that I'm just going to quickly talk about is our static meter. It comes with a handheld mount that folds out so you can put it down as well. The static feeling that we get on investigations when spirits are around, the thing that makes your hair stand up on end, this gives you a scientific way to document that. And it measures both positive static, which is when static is transferred to an object, and negative static when it is pulled away. It's an amazing device. And when your EMF's popping off, since this does not detect man-made EMF, if that starts going off with it, now you have validated what your EMF meter is picking up. Mm-hmm. The next item I want to talk about is our absolute mainstay. This is what our expertise is in. We have researched 3D mapping technology, and Marissa and I both have computer programming backgrounds. We put both those together, and we make the best SLS camera you will buy anywhere. It is high quality. It comes with everything. Starting price is $295. We now have an upgraded Windows 10 tablet version with a built-in screen recorder. That is correct. The first SLS camera with a built-in screen recorder. You will not find a better device anywhere. And like our XLS camera, they both come with video tutorials. Our XLS camera, which is the SLS V2, advanced 3D mapping technology that is second to none. This is the most advanced ghost hunting device on the planet, bar none. It goes way beyond stick figures. 5 different screens you can check out: night vision, color 3D mapping, a textured screen, a screen that looks like the original SLS. It is an amazing device, and you get a brand new 10-inch tablet that has the built-in screen recorder. Both devices are rechargeable, and I promise you, you will not find better 3D mapping cameras anywhere, bar none. Couple more devices.
Both SLS and XLS come with a video tutorial.
I just said that.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
Whoop, next.
That's okay. They're complete devices, though. They are ready to use out the box. Our newest item right here, a full spectrum 4K GoPro action camera, $99. That is about half the price of what the big ghost hunting shops are selling theirs to, that there is no difference to, except theirs has a little dinky infrared light that you would never use anyway. This camera can be used with a night vision infrared light or a full spectrum light, 4K quality, ultra wide lens, more features than I could ever talk about. I could spend a whole show talking about this camera. $99.
Amazing.
Amazing. That is the deal of the century. Okay. And our last device, our own invention, the power plant spirit energy device, feeds the ghosts the energy they need to interact. Spirits cannot create energy, and they have no bodies to hold the energy that they take from our devices. And that is why the activity starts up when they drain our cameras and ends just as fast, because they expend that energy. It's gone. This gives them a constant energy supply. And it just appeared on Ghost Hunters for the 4th time last episode. Okay. The 4th time. And the only unfortunate thing is we didn't know they were buying it. We're not quite sure when they got it. And as a result, they really don't know how to use it. It is a device you turn on when you arrive at the location. You don't shut off till you leave. They're kind of turning it on in 10-minute increments as they walk in a room. It doesn't work that way. It works when you let this thing rip, let the spirits fuel up, and the activity will get more insane as the investigation continues. So let's scroll down. Just scroll down. We're going to roll another video for you guys. Remember, with the flare, the colors are not supposed to meld into each other. They're not supposed to change shape. They're not supposed to go from yellow to dark purple in a millisecond. These things are not supposed to happen. So when you're watching this, pay close attention, because you will see some truly, I promise you, some truly amazing things. And this is a Flare 1 Pro. So this is a top-notch thermal camera. Check it out. Questions and comments, please. We will get to them right when we get back. Enjoy this video. All right, I'm going to leave this over here, and we're going to go over there and sit on the bed and be quiet. There you go. Okay. Outstanding. It says outstanding. It says outstanding. Okay. All right. So we're going to be really quiet. Can you go over to that red light, the voice recorder? and tell us your name. Can you tell us, do you have a message for us? Why is it so heavy up here? Do you want us to leave? Marissa, any questions?
Is there a little boy that stays in this home?
I'm sorry, I can see them fucking standing in the doorway over there. It's fucking out of control. I can see their face and everything.
There's two people?
I don't fucking know. Somebody's in the other room too. It's fucking ice cold behind me now. Somebody's behind me. What the fuck am I looking at there? What the fuck is going on? There was a clear form right there for one. That noise over there?
Yeah.
Okay? Yell into that red light as loud as you can. And tell us if you like us or not. I can't believe what I'm seeing over there, Marissa.
I know, I can see it myself.
It's fucking out of control. You can see the screen?
Yeah.
It's out of fucking control.
Mm-hmm.
This flare is out of control. They're standing right in the doorway. Wow, thank you. All right, I'm gonna grab that recorder, okay? All right. Do you hear that voice? Just heard a disembodied voice over there. Creeping me the fucking hole. In this slow-mo replay, I'm pointing out what appears to be an ice-cold figure next to the closet door. As you can see, it's contorting and all of a sudden just disappears. In this screenshot, I've circled what I believe to be the head of this individual, and there is no reason for a cold area to be in that spot. See the red light? Did you hear that? I now scroll towards the back of the room with the flare camera where that weird closet is. As I scroll past the closet into this area that you're going to see on the night vision camera right now, Sitting in that chair pointed out by the arrow is our power plant spirit energy device. And what you're going to see on the flare camera when we pass by that area is going to blow your mind.
There's like a line up here.
So heavy up here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You want us to leave? Yeah, waiting for that red light.
That's out of control.
As we watch this replay of what the FLIR thermal imaging camera just captured, to Marissa and I, it looks like a group of people standing around the spirit energy device, absorbing the energy they need to interact with us. As you watch the rest of this video, try to take a good look and make out the shapes that we're talking about, especially over to the left-hand side of the screen where the staircase is, where there is clearly a single solitary figure on the outside of what looks to be a mass of spirits, either fighting over the energy or just all standing around, hanging out, soaking it up. Yell into that red light as loud as you can. And tell us if you like us or not. I can't believe what I'm seeing over there.
I fucking hell.
I just got drained and super exhausted up here.
I felt sick to my stomach the whole time. Sick to my fucking stomach. Like, I don't even want to come in here and get this fucking stuff. I know. We're leaving. I'm taking my box back, though. I'm shutting off till we get downstairs. Yeah, we're leaving. Take it easy. Take the fucking chill pill, alright? Take it easy, alright? All right, so really, I'm just joking there. Maybe the spirits could have got offended. They probably don't know what a chill pill is, but I'm just joking around there. We were trying to pack up that second floor and move downstairs. I would have stayed up there longer because it was so active, but really, like, the energy is overwhelming. At least it was for us. And as far as the FLIR thermal camera goes, obviously Marissa and I have spent probably 100 hours looking through that thing. And the more you use it, the more you know what's normal and what's not. But any layman, after my explanation, everything, can see in that video by the chair with the power plant in it, that there are humanoid looking figures appearing and disappearing, that there is a pulsing field to me that almost looked like some sort of portal. And if you are watching this on your phone, I recommend that you rewatch that again at some point on a bigger screen, cast it to your TV, watch it on your desktop or whatever, because you can see figures appearing and walking into the other room. I have the advantage of being able to stop it, slow it down, look back, but I was mesmerized by that video, because of how abnormal it was. And even live at full speed, you can see my reaction as my jaw drops and I'm trying to look at Marissa, and I forget that we're in the pitch ditch dark, and I'm like, "Oh, can you believe I couldn't believe what I was seeing there." It was really impressive, and you can even see that there is one guy standing over by the GS2 laser grid. You can see the tripod, you can see his dark purple outline, but he's translucent at the same time, which is really incredible, really incredible. So the FLIR thermal camera, when you're in the pitch dark, you can see some really strange things. And it does take a little bit of getting used to, because sometimes there can be a spirit right in your face and you just have a head staring at you, or they can be further back where you see their body. But sometimes it's hard to gauge that distance because you don't have that anything to tell you how far away they are at the time. and that can get a little weird. Sometimes Marissa will see, I'm looking at a face and I'm looking at, I'm like, wow. And then I'll see it in review and go, oh my God, she was right there. It was the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's better at picking out things than I am with it, but certainly a fantastic tool for ghost hunting. The technology today has become so incredible. And it's one of the things that got us into building and then selling of the ghost hunting equipment is because we're fascinated by it.
Oh yeah.
Like we will litter a location with devices because to us, it's so much more compelling to steal something from old Zachy boy. Zach Bagans, and it's compelling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's so much more compelling when you have like multiple devices going off that are using different technology, but picking up the same thing. You know, the static meter, the EMF meter going off, the REM pod starts popping off. At the end there, it was popping for proximity. So something was within 3-4 inches of that antenna. And then the temperature started plummeting.
Yeah.
And that was what was going off at the same time. So if anybody thought it was because I walked by, number one, you got to be like literally like this far apart from it. And number two, you heard the temperature plummet as whatever it was messing with it,
Mm-hmm.
which was cool. The other thing that we see all the time at locations is we were doing an EVP session. So we were trying to give them a voice, and you heard some EVPs there. And at one point we had the Paratech word bank on too. And we shut that off to do the EVP session. Then we shut off the voice recorder and we said, okay, basically we're done with you. We're going to go downstairs. So we took away their voice. So the next thing they do is start ripping on the REM pod.
Yeah.
Okay. And had we taken that away,
They would go find the next thing.
the EMF meter was over in the corner. That would have started beeping. And they will go and go and go until you leave them with no way to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it so many times. And it's really fascinating. So if you want to get activity to pick up, number one, buy a power plant. You just saw the energy pulsing on the flare and the figures.
And then take away all their equipment. Just leave one device.
And then take away all their equipment. You know, give them a bunch of cool things to play with. That find the one that they really like to use, and then take it away.
Mm.
And then everything else in the room will go off. And it's really compelling. No, that's mean, but still, it's just something we've noticed because at the end of the night, as we start shutting stuff off, things will just keep.
They want to keep talking at that point, or they just want to, shout things at us, whatever it may be. But they will. They'll.
It always fascinates me that happens.
Yeah, I love that.
They'll tell us to get the F out, leave. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to do all sorts of nasty things to you, blah, blah, blah. But then when you go to leave and you start shutting off the power plants and taking away their energy, and you start shutting off the devices that take away their voice, they don't stop. It's like, do you want me to leave? Do you not want me to leave? But the other thing, again, that we have to keep in mind is that maybe there's one or two that don't want us to leave and 5 or 6 that do, or maybe there's 5 or 6 that want us to stay, and just one bully spirit that's
controlling all of them, and then the bully spirit leaves, and they're like, wait, you know.
Folks, if you hear the word demon come out of a spirit box on an EVP, don't necessarily think that that's what's there. We have a theory about something we call the bully spirit, which is something that plays that role of the demon to scare the hell out of living people, and maybe if they can change their image or their shape and fool the dead, maybe controls them that way as well. Yeah. But unless things are flying around and you're getting attacked, and it doesn't necessarily mean there's a demon there. You're smelling rancid feces and stuff like nothing. We've never actually run into anything, besides things we've seen on the SLS camera, like 14-foot beings and things claiming to be demons, but we've never run into true, like movie style, exorcist style, demonic activity.
We've had a rock thrown at us. We've had a Rice Krispie treat thrown. We've had our crystals thrown.
That too.
But I mean, nothing like really, like we haven't had like a couch picked up and like.
Yes, true. In the paranormal world, it's believed that a human spirit could maybe lift like a pound, but a demonic entity is not bound by any of that and could throw a refrigerator at you. I've yet to see it. I hate to say it, I kind of want to see it.
Me too.
But I digress. There is a comment or two, so we can rock them, and then we got another video, chock full of activity, and this one's really cool. That's coming up next.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Those were mine. I was just saying what's up to everybody.
No, there is one.
Oh,
from Tom.
Let me go up.
From our boy Tom. Whoa, no, just click this side. Right there, it says the SLS. Nope, down. you
Yeah, I know. This thing's getting kind of like fidgety
Let's
on
move
me.
it away from it. Move it away from it.
I know how to work a mouse.
It's at the top.
Thank you. It's gone.
Nope, it's
No,
right there.
just
That's
joking.
why I use that slider bar. Okay, so Tom, it's our boy Tom, living up in New Hampshire, former Massachusetts resident, might I say. Tom, go Boston. Woohoo. Tom bought an SLS camera from us. Great guy. Loves his SLS camera, already capturing activity with it, I believe. And what's up, Tom? I had to go.
What's up?
It said Facebook user to us again. I don't know. Why the hell is it doing that? If anybody knows why our StreamYard is saying Facebook user instead of people's names now, it didn't used to actually do that.
Tom got the white one, didn't he?
Maybe.
I think he did.
Every once in a while, we get in a white SLS setup, and we sell those as limited edition. So why don't we go and rock another video?
All right, let's do it. What are we, number 5?
We just want to pour the paranormal evidence on here, and if you want to comment about it and question about whatever, but we want to show you guys evidence. When I watch a paranormal show, which isn't too often, but I used to watch a lot of them. When I watch them, I didn't care who it was or where they were or what they had to say or about, I do enjoy history, but I didn't care about their little history book report at the beginning. I wanted to see cool evidence.
Yeah.
I want to see them catch something. And when they were going to a prison or an insane asylum, I thought it was more exciting because I thought there's probably more of a chance they're going to catch something there. I want to see the evidence. So when we did the side of the show, we want to just show evidence.
Yeah, they
crazy
probably
evidence.
don't want to hear people talking.
Correct. We want to show you evidence.
So
Crazy,
here we go.
breaking evidence of paranormal activity. Show it. As we left the second floor to head back to the first floor living room and continue our investigation, I had to come back up to get the GS2 laser grid, which is being pointed out by the arrow right now. That was the last piece of equipment up there, and no other cameras are on. We do have a camera, however, filming the GS2 laser grid and the info screen on it. This camera has been on for over an hour and absolutely nothing has really appeared in it at all. That is up until I walk down this staircase right now. All right, who's ever up here, thank you for communicating with us. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, the flares up here. 2 power plants. The GS2. Bye, thank you. Appreciate it. Oh. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? There's something right in front of me. Hi. Who's in front of me?
Mine.
Holy fuck. Halfway down the staircase, they got in front of me. Holy shit. So. Marissa, where are you? Over here, come on, go by that thing. So, I got everything. Yeah, come over here. I need you to be in front of this. No. It's right in front of it. Hi. No, I'm not. So, I have everything. So, there is somebody in front of the GS2. About halfway down the staircase, it picked up somebody like dead in front of me. And now, as you can see, the GS2 is on green, which means something is directly right in front of it. It's absolutely incredible. Upstairs was so heavy and so like thick and like you're underwater up there. Like my heart was like speeding up there. Like I did not feel good up there at all. I felt nauseous. It was definitely not a good thing. I don't know if this fella in front of me had anything to do with it. Let me turn on this. See what happens. And honestly, I don't know what the hell was going on up there. I don't know what the hell was going on up there. But as you can see, there, ice hole right there. Ice hole on the GS2. Show up as ice cold because they remove the thermal energy from the air And right now that is ice cold, and the green direction means it is right in front of the device. It's phenomenal, but I got about halfway down the staircase and it was like somebody walked in front of me. It was amazing because I didn't have it turned off. It hasn't gone off the whole night. The whole night. I've had it in every room. Marissa will tell you I've had it in every room. And it wasn't until I went upstairs to grab the rest of the equipment from up there, and I got down the staircase and it was like somebody just appeared in front of me. Like there was all of a sudden picking up a ice cold figure in front of me. Absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal stuff. Plantation? What about a plantation? So I'm scanning the room. I don't see anyone. The ultrasonic motion detector is not picking up anyone. I mean, it's incredible. Oh, we got somebody. They're right in front of me. That's why. We back up a step. Move this over here. Wow. Trying to scan that same area with the ultrasonic motion detector. Right now I'm not getting anything. I know what I can do. I mean, that is just incredible. I had this over here. I had that over there literally forever earlier, and it did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's just blowing my mind. Thank you for stepping in front of it. That's awesome. I don't know where you came from, but thank you on the staircase for stepping in front of me. That is incredible. The flare quote.
Icicle.
What did that say? Icicle? Icicle? Still over there, sir. I'm going to find out who's over there. I'm turning back on the spirit box. Find out who. Over here in the kitchen. Who? Did you say Shorty? Who's over here in the kitchen? What? Who is this? Who's over here? Is mapping out on the Disney's over there. Whoa. The what?
Who's in the kitchen with me? I don't see anything.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Well, the GS2 went off for a second. Look, the ultrasonic motion detector is going off now. Look. It's saying 00, but it's saying something just moved closer at 00. How's that even possible? There's somebody standing right here for sure.
So let me just tell you something. Remember one thing. It's almost 80 degrees in the house. There should be nothing, absolutely nothing cold like that. And when it's green at the bottom like that, that means it's within like a foot of the device. If I stuck my hand in front of it, it wouldn't be until I was probably like this far away would it turn green. So to us, when we were looking at it, it looks like something's reaching its creepy hand down to block the GS2 is what it looks like to me, because it was very close and it was coming from the same side as the top part shows you what direction the anomaly's in.
So that blue light was pointing to the right a lot. It looked like something was putting its hand in front of it. And then a couple times the ultrasonic motion detector went off, and it was also on the right-hand side, and it said it was like a foot away. So something was right on top of that device for a while. And when I came down the staircase, remember that GS2 was on the first floor for like 45 minutes, did nothing. We brought it up to the second floor that whole time, did nothing. And I'm walking down the staircase, and it was like, boom, it filled right in. And then hopefully you could hear the growl that came when I said, holy shit. And you hear this nasty growl. I did not hear that with my own ears. Marissa did not hear that. I even checked to see where Marissa was. Not that I thought she was growling, because it almost sounded like a toilet flushing to me. And because it was so like guttural. And I found her in the living room. She pokes her head up and she's like, what? Because I was like, what? You're not going to believe this. And it really just an incredible capture on a device that does several different things. It's got the laser grid. It's got the thermal mapping. It tells you how far away. It tells you what side. Really an incredible piece of equipment there that we absolutely love.
I do love that.
You know, even though we run in a paranormal equipment shop, we can still give props when other people make awesome equipment. We love equipment. We love it. On our YouTube channel and website, we even do ghost hunting equipment reviews, and we did a review on that device. It was really amazing. So our last video, we take a lot of pictures at locations. You saw me at the end snapping pictures.
I'm not even going to watch this video. I don't even want to watch it.
This is the most disturbing thing you will ever see as far as paranormal evidence, maybe in general. And you know, keep one thing in mind. Before Marissa and I go into a location, we douse ourselves in holy water. We spray ourselves with it. And we had holy oil that we put crosses on our head. And in this video, you're going to understand what I mean. Something is trying to attack Marissa in these pictures. And I didn't see any of this at the time. But absolutely amazing, amazing and disturbing pictures. So watch this video. Please, if you're watching, put questions, comment, even if it's on replays. Marissa and I go back and check the replays after, and we respond to people all the time, So even if it's a skeptical question, as long as it's open-minded, I don't mind. As long as it's not some like ignorant comment, it's all good. There is, I think, one or two more questions and comments before we go to our last video.
Oh, here goes that mouse again.
I told you.
Means just get a new one.
Oh, Tom messaged back.
So Tom just says, yes, the white one is what you guys made for me. Yep. And captured some great stuff with it at a local haunted location, the Shaker Inn in Enfield, New Hampshire. That's awesome.
Tom bought a white SLS limited edition from our shop, which, by the way, we have 3 ghost hunting equipment shops, Etsy, eBay, and our website, relativelyparanormal.com. If you purchase from our website, we now have a loyalty program, just like Ghost Ops Boo Bucks. It's called Paracash. Only the prizes are much faster to get when you spend money and more significant. Whereas there, you have to spend $400 to get $20. With our Ghost Hunting Equipment Shop, at 150 points, you get dollar for dollar for points. You get 50 points just for joining. For every purchase, you get 20 points, and then we match you dollar for dollar on points. At 150 points, you get free shipping. At 300 points, you get 10% off, which if you buy an XLS, that's $60, okay? And what is it? At 500 points, you get 15% off or 20%, something like that.
But it helps because some of these shipping costs are really expensive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, you get 10% off an SLS or an XLS, that's $30, $60, whatever. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It's not $20 for spending $400. That's for sure. And you get 20 points just for buying an item, whatnot. So that's www.relativelyparanormal.com. And our Etsy shop link is in the description of this video, but it's relativelyparanormal.etsy.com. Link is in the description. If you prefer eBay, it's ebay.com/STR/relatively paranormal equipment.
And if you have previously made a purchase with us and you join relativelyparanormal.com.
If you purchase from Etsy or eBay and you prefer you want to join the loyalty program from the website,
we'll give you
contact us and we'll hook you up with some points for making purchases on the website. And we'll get, so you could have prizes already waiting for you.
Yeah.
You could already have discounts waiting for you. I mean,
All
what
right.
more could you want?
So I'm going to put this
So-
last video on. Then I'm just
so
going to close my
So on the
eyes.
brand. There you
It
go.
freaks
On the
me
brand.
the hell out.
Listen, stay tuned. This is a crazy ass video. This video is nuts. It's nuts. I don't care. Listen, I'm not a big picture guy. I understand that certain things can play havoc in pictures. Okay. If you watch it, you're going to see me taking the pictures in a video first. I'm very still. I take them one after the other. The lighting doesn't change. Nothing changes. They're amazing, creepy pictures. Questions and comments. We'll be back to say goodbye and answer any questions and comments. Let us know what you think. These creepy pictures.
All right.
Creepy pictures.
Here we go. I have this device right here, which is called telephone, and on it is the static, which is the white noise. And if you're familiar with the camera, you can take a photo very similar to the camera would take your picture. So if you could do that for us, that would be great. If you could just...
Take it away. Why are you talking about taking it? What are you taking?
Go ahead, see if you can show your pretty faces. Let's see.
What are you always talking about taking? What are you going to take?
Good job. Oh, it's coming out great. Wonderful job.
What are you trying to take? My spirit box? Those pictures you just saw me taking while I was sitting on the couch of Marissa in that area around the spirit box, although I didn't realize it at the time, ended up being some of the most impressive and horrifying captures of our entire career researching the paranormal. We're about to see those pictures and are about to be blown away and horrified all at the same time, and they actually bring up more questions than answers in regards to what the hell goes on in the spirit world all around us during these types of investigations. In this first picture, there are so many disturbing things going on, I hardly know where to begin. But let's start with what looks to be a second face ripping off of Marissa's face. Now remember, this is a digital photo, so there is no such thing as a double exposure here. Nothing like that can actually happen. If you look directly behind her, there appears to be a hooded figure crouched on the ground, right in the area behind her knees, and on our cooler, there also appears to be a face. Not to mention, the photograph or poster of Nick Groff looks totally bizarre. In picture number 2, the Heinz strangeness continues, but the main focus is again going to be on Marissa's face and that freak show behind her wearing the hood. First, let's take a look at the face again. I can't see any sort of resemblance of Marissa's face here, and it almost looks like several faces covering her face all at the same time. Now, as we look to our friends in the hood, once again, they are still there, while all the other apparitions that we saw, including the weird-looking Nick Groff picture, appear to have changed back to normal. Lucky picture number 3 may be the most amazing and disturbing of all of them, maybe more than all of them put together. As we break this down, first let's look at the Vortex Spirit Box to the left of Marissa. It appears as though some sort of weird energy field is surrounding it, and as we look close, we're going to see what looks to be faces in that energy field. Almost like it's a window between the spirit world and ours, and those folks are peeking through. As we shift back over to Marissa's face again, it appears as though someone else's face is once again completely blocking out hers. But what's even stranger is that on the back of her neck, there appears to be another face, and it almost looks like it's puking out some sort of pink mist all over her. I really don't know what to say about this, except it's weird as all hell. If we look down below the vortex, we can see what looks to be a large face there, either yelling or screaming. And then, of course, once again, our friend over there in the hood is behind Marissa, and it almost looks like on her leg right next to that head,
there is another face. This is one of the most bizarre and amazing spirit pictures we have ever captured in our entire career. And to make it even crazier, if you look up on the wall to the right of the Nick Groff picture, there appears to be a white misty face on the wall, and then on the picture itself there appears to be another face. As with all these pictures, if you look around enough, you're going to see some really weird stuff. And believe me, if you look at this picture long enough, you're going to see some really weird shit. Look at the cooler again. There's even another face over there. This picture could perhaps be the strangest of the bunch. As you can see, it looks like what could be hands grabbing her face and pushing it to one side, although she felt nothing at the time. If we look close, we can clearly see in different spots apparition faces everywhere. Up on the TV, if we look close, there is a clear apparition's face with a very detailed eyes, nose, and mouth. All around the Vortex Spirit Box, we can see faces of apparitions everywhere. Over to the corner, we see what looks like a purplish apparition with a hood on its face. Could this be the same one that was behind Marissa earlier? And directly behind her, it looks to be a huge face of an apparition. This is one of the most insane captures we have ever produced investigating the paranormal. As we can see here in the very next picture, the quality has cleared up considerably, but there are still plenty of strange phenomenon going on around the Vortex Spirit Box and Marissa in particular. Now keep in mind, I followed our protocol to the letter, which is to take multiple pictures from the same angle in the same spot as motionless as possible, which is why I sat down on the couch directly across from Marissa. All these pictures were taken in a row. If you look at the Vortex Spirit Box, it appears as though there are two apparitions in there blocking out the colored graphic equalizer light. If you look right below Marissa's right hand, you can see what appears to be a huge face. If you look back over to that corner where that purple apparition is, it appears as though that apparition is still there, still hooded, and with much more detail. And I don't know what the hell that is behind her, but it's bizarre. Once again, another bizarre photo. In the very next photo, we can see more of the same, as that figure below her right arm has morphed into something a little more hideous. The purple hooded figure over to the right appears to have even more detail, and there seems to be a few other apparitions amongst the pictures if you look around. Another strange picture, and remember, these were all taken in a row from the same spot at the same time, one after the other. In this very last photo, I would just like to focus on what's going on in the vortex once again. You saw in the previous pictures they had cleared up a little bit around it, and the graphic equalizer lights were clearly visible. Well, now if you look again, they're clearly blocked out by two shadows, and there appears to be a shadow face on the side of the box. We've seen stuff like this before, but never on this level, and never with this many pictures in a row, every single one of them showing paranormal phenomenon, and none of them clearing up even from 1 second. And I'll say it again, I took two sets of pictures here, one set standing up, then I sat down on the couch and took another set of pictures. So what you see is one set of pictures from me standing up, one set of pictures from me sitting down, all of which you saw in the video I showed first.
Wow. Probably the most disturbing pictures I've ever seen. The fingers coming out and pushing on her head. I don't know how we couldn't see that any other way. The technology we use to take those pictures is phenomenal. I make very sure that I take pictures in a row. I'm very still. The sets of hands on her face, the fingers coming out of the blackness, that and the skull next to her face, and then you have the spirit face transposed directly on her face. We have seen this once before at Anawan Rock with me, where never once did my face appear. There was always something in front of me, but it was not on that level, and it's almost shocking.
Yeah.
It is shocking. It is shocking. But from a paranormal evidence standpoint, pictures wise, I'm not a big pictures guy because I often can tell, what's going on. But there's no explanation for that, nor is there any explanation for the graphic equalizer having two shadow figures in it. And you can see the sliver of the graphic equalizer there. And the graphic equalizer goes from the right side to the left. So when that side's blocked off and there's light on this side, that's not possible. Maybe if there was darkness on this side and just a little, but we showed you the differences from picture to picture. Absolutely incredible. And those pictures, as you saw in the video, were taken seconds apart. Bing, bang, boom, taken seconds apart. And for those things to change that fast is mind-blowing. That's what blows my mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were like milliseconds apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like a burst shot, like.
It's crazy. And, the spirit world moves so fast. The vibrational level they're on, so much faster than ours.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's why it's so important to take multiple pictures in a row from the same spot as still as possible. Because when you take a one-off here and a one-off there and a one-off there, to me, that's junk because that could be anything. And if you don't, our theory is that within a frame of 5 pictures, something will either change shape, move, disappear, within that frame.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it'll appear in one frame, maybe 2, but never in all of them. If something appears in all of them, more than likely, and it doesn't change shape at all, it's probably something explainable that just looks weird.
Yeah.
And it's key to have that video behind us too, so we could watch the video. I watched the video, and there's nothing to explain those pictures.
No, they weren't like lights that were turned on or anything like that, and we didn't have any extra cameras that we brought in, nothing like that. Like everything was just the same. Just very, very bizarre, really. And
the weird shadow figure behind Marissa that looked like it was sniffing her butt or something. I don't know what was going on there, but I didn't see anything at the time. But it's clearly.
You don't say.
We did show this video to a couple of friends of ours who noticed something that's not in the video that I didn't mention. If you look in one of the clips, there's clearly a hand on Marissa's wrist, like grabbing out at her. It's probably from that. I think it was from that weird apparition behind her. But it's weird. You can see a hand around her wrist, which is crazy. But anyway, I digress. Thank you all for joining us. If you're watching on replay, thank you for watching. We hope you have enjoyed the evidence. That's what we're here for. We like to put out the evidence for you to enjoy. And again, we give you our analysis from our experience, from our research, from living in 2 haunted homes. Your opinion may differentiate in some areas, but that's based upon your experience and stuff. And that's why I would say watch the live show, because then you can interact and say, well, listen, I see this, I see that. We're cool with that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Miss Julia is not with us right now. She's snoozing. We normally like to do it early, and she'll come out and say goodbye, the littlest ghost hunter. But again, from our family to yours, thank you so much for watching. Bye. We'll be back with our next episode, which is on Wildwood Sanitarium, which is an absolutely amazing location, which, by the way, we did back-to-back Hinsdale, and we went directly from Hinsdale to Wildwood the next day and investigated for another 15 hours. I just want to say both locations are amazing. Dan Klass owns one, manages the other. He's an amazing guy. And for $300 a night, you get the entire night. You don't have to rush around. You don't have to have your ass out in 4 or 5 hours for $500. For $300, you get 15 hours. You will not find that anywhere else. And at 2 world-class locations that I believe are 2 of the most haunted locations in the country, if not the planet. Wildwood was insane, as you're going to see too.
Oh my God, yeah, that shit crazy.
We just want to thank Dan for helping us book and arrange those 2 back-to-back nights. And amazingly enough, we didn't feel that bad after. We didn't get horrible para hangover.
Yeah.
Listen, we drove 8 hours to Hinsdale, got out of a car, investigated till daybreak, slept for a couple hours, got back in a car, drove half an hour down the road to Wildwood, investigated till daybreak, then drove 8 hours home.
And then dealt with all the bullshit spirits here.
In this house, yes.
Just joking.
One of the spirits here is not been nice. Brains the hell out. Anyway.
All right.
Thank you. We'll see you guys soon.
No, I know.
Bye. Bye. See you soon. You guys are the best.
We did end it?
We did end podcast.
We did. Look, see?
I can only say goodbye so many times.